Sitting in my weight room right now, recording this. I know I look like total dog shit, and quite frankly, I don't really care. This is a video about being authentic and what it has the potential to do to you when people insist that you don't do that. That you live your life in a way that they deem should be normal, or that you live up to what their versions of fun should be, what should be bringing you excitement and value in your life. This is speaking directly to those sort of people who are insistent about that. That you stop being who you are to satisfy them. This might seem a little bit all over the place, but I'll get to my point. This has been something that has been happening to me like my entire life. And it's something that I've given into again and again and again, running away from who I am because people make me feel completely ashamed about that. I spent years doing that, and to the point that I ended up having a severe nervous breakdown when I turned about 40. I am an extreme introvert, right? That I won't bore you guys with it. I'm an INFJ personality type, which is literally one of the most extreme personality types on the planet. I think only like 1% of the whole world has this personality type. There's joy for me in being creative, in spending time to myself to be creative. In my entire life, I've been made to feel like shit because I don't find joy in the way that the people sitting in that big bell curve do. That I'm one of those people that exists way out on the extreme ends of the bell curve. And I somehow tend to attract people. It's friends, obviously family is there without, I don't have any control over my family, but my friends, people that I've dated, make me feel like complete and total dog shit because I don't enjoy doing the sort of things that they enjoy. Right? You can remember in college, these are just a few examples, and my friends would try to drag me to the fucking clubs and shit. I fucking hated that shit. My friend in high school begged me to go to prom. I didn't want to go. Like, that's not my thing. I don't want to be around all those fucking people. Like, it's just not my thing. But these are the things that you give into again and again and again, and try to cater to other people's needs. And they start to make you feel like shit because you prefer to spend some alone time writing or reading. Right? They make you feel like you're broken because this is what you enjoy doing. Spending time to yourself. Being creative. Reading, writing, whatever it is. Right? Being an artist, I don't know, creating music. Like, these are the people in my category of introversion. Probably, if you've gotten good music in your life, you've probably got it from an introvert. If you've read a really good book in your life, you probably got that shit from a fucking extreme introvert. The entertainment that you extroverts love to enjoy, an introvert probably brought you that. But just recently, it seems so stupid, but this is going to go back to being an authentic person. I'm going to get there. Just give you a brief example. My sister called, and my birthday's coming up, And she's like, oh, for your birthday, we're going to go do this. And I'm going to come there and we're going to go do that. And we're going to take you this and that, And I was like, no, I don't want to go anywhere. For my birthday, I want to be in the house by myself, alone, finally having some fucking time to myself to focus on my writing. Oh, you don't ever want to go do anything, you only want to do sit in the house and this, that, and the other. So fucking what? Okay, I'm not telling you for your birthday to sit in the house and do nothing. I mean, imagine that the other way around, is that I call her and I say, you know what? For your birthday, what I want you to do is sit down and write a book. I want you to sit down and I don't know, do this coloring book. Write some music. Get away from the world. That's what should bring you joy and happiness and peace in your life. I want you to do my version of fun. You flip that around for a second. How the fuck would you feel, as an extrovert, some introvert telling you to sit on the couch, just Netflix and chill for your birthday? It reminds me, there's this lady, this pissed me off. I mean, I'm just eavesdropping on this lady's phone call. I'm getting gas one day, and she is doing this exact same thing. She's complaining. I could hear her talking like her husband or whatever. Man, this is so-and-so's birthday, and she's such an introvert, and all she wants to do on her birthday is sit in the house and drink wine and watch Netflix. I don't know why she always want to be by herself on her birthday. Why she can't just come hang out with me? She ain't got to talk. We can go to lunch. She can still have some wine. Why she don't want to spend some time with me? I wanted to rip the phone out of that bitch's hand and grab her by her throat. Bitch, what the fuck? Who the fuck do you think you are? Number one, this is her birthday. You making demands of her on what she should do on her birthday? You're pissed at her? Again, flip that around and imagine her friends saying, no, for your birthday, I don't want you to go out. You can sit on the couch with me and watch Netflix and chill. Bitch, what? This is what has really gotten me pissed off. And I think I need to preface this so you guys understand, as a parent, my kids will be 21 and 22 this year. Which has, if you want to be a halfway decent parent, I'm not a perfect parent, but I busted my ass to try to be a good parent, is that you have to be selfless when you're raising your kids. So you guys this will help you understand why I'm at this point in my life. You can't be authentic when you're raising kids. Not completely. There's going to be times when you got to do things that you don't want to do. You got to be a person that you don't want to be. You got to pull things out of you that might not be natural to you. Right? If you want to be a decent fucking parent, they didn't ask to be here, right? So my son plays basketball. I'm driving this kid all over to goddamn Georgia to play basketball. My daughter was in dance. She did Girl Scouts. She's all these events that she wants to go to. You got to show up at kids' concerts at schools. And not that I'm complaining, right? I'm the one who opted into this. So for 20 years, I'm neglecting who I am, what the things that I want to do. You have to be selfless if you want to be a decent parent, which means that for these 20 years, no, I can't be completely authentic, because if it was up to me, my kids would never leave the house. I'd be sitting here every weekend writing my books. Well, they don't get to go do the things that they want to do in life. How much of a piece of shit parent would I be for that? Just to give you an idea, my book, I wrote a book series, most of you know, historical series, The Prodigal Slave. I wrote that, and it took me 10 fucking years to put that series together. 10 goddamn years, because I didn't have the time every single weekend or every single day to come in here and spend hours upon hours and hours writing that book. It was 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I can remember sitting in the back of a goddamn tractor trailer waiting to get loaded, writing my book. 10 minutes. I got 15 minutes before I get loaded. Let me write a little bit. Broke down on the side of the fucking road with my laptop. I might as well get some writing done, right? I didn't have time to dedicate to it, just with somebody who was free from parenthood would have. I didn't have that. So for 20 years, I've spent being what my kids needed me to be. And a part of that was me not being authentic. All right, having to put on being an extrovert that was out and about, hanging out with other parents, doing all these things that my kids wanted to do. I can remember just having like this countdown in my head that eventually there will be this point where my kids are grown and they're taking care of themselves, and I can finally be a little selfish, that I can work on my books, work on putting together the businesses that I've wanted to put together, that I can, finally wean myself out of being a truck driver, which again was something that I did for my kids, working 2 fucking jobs for 15 years. There was times when I would leave one job, literally get in the back of my beat up ass PT Cruiser with an air mattress, take a nap for 4 hours, get up and go start my next job. Same thing with my son playing basketball. In order to get some sleep, I literally kept an air mattress in the back of my car, taking a nap while he was in practice. I did these things for them. I worked as a truck driver, something that is one of the most humiliating fucking jobs on the planet, because nobody gives 2 shits about a fucking truck driver until your store shelves are empty. Y'all don't give a fuck about us. We are the bottom. We are the sludge at the bottom of a sewer. Nobody gives a shit about us until suddenly your product isn't on the shelf and your Amazon fucking packages haven't gotten delivered. Then suddenly you care about a delivery driver, right? This is the shit that I put up with because I wanted to take care of my kids. I wanted to give them stability. And I knew there'd be a point in my life where I can finally be selfish when they're grown and they're taking care of themselves, that I can finally be selfish, get myself out of this bottom-feeding fucking job, and finally focus on the things that I love to do, writing, being creative, that I don't have to pretend to be somebody that I'm not, that I can be authentic for a change. But I get that phone call from my sister. This was a few months ago, and I just let it go, whatever. It is recently what has just put me over the edge and really pissed me off. And it just seems so stupid. I'm sure you guys are going to feel that way when I explain this, but yesterday I got into, I don't want to say it was an argument, but a disagreement with my boyfriend. See, now that my kids are grown, I have been spending a lot of time after work working on another one of my books, a self-help book. I'm having to put together the website for it. I'm having to put together YouTube tutorials and videos. Like, this is what I find joy in. And you guys have to understand, this will give you context of why I'm starting to do what I do. That I've been creative since I was a kid, but this has become a passion of mine, is trying to help people. I had one of the most shitty fucking childhoods growing up. This is a trigger warning, but literally for anybody who's experienced domestic violence or abuse, turn away now, because I spent years dealing with physical, sexual abuse, neglect. Directly and indirectly, I spent probably the first 14 years of my life immersed in abuse. My brother literally used to me as a kid, my oldest brother. My parents, it felt like they were trying to beat themselves into obliteration, like they were in a race to see who could fucking kill the other first. My grandfather literally, when I was 6 years old, shot my dad at point blank range in front of all of us, trying to blow this man away. This is some of the shit that I put up with as a kid. Neglect, living in homeless shelters, at times being so goddamn hungry, I couldn't concentrate in school. I'd get up and walk out of class and go home because I couldn't fucking focus. We were broke and broken as kids. For the first 14 years of my life, this is the shit that I put up with. And now I'm at this point in my life where I want to do things. I want to write books that help other people who might be in similar situations as me and are looking for some way to heal. I want to look at my life and use it some way so that everything that I went through in my childhood was not in vain. That if my words can help somebody who's going through some shit that I did, that means something to me. And this is what I'm doing now that I'm in this point that my kids are grown and I'm on this journey to try to complete all of these self-help books. There's just so many of them that I'm ready to try to pump out. Right now, I'm still working as a truck driver. I can't live off of writing right now. I promise you that. I don't have the money to do that. So every little hour that I spend when I get home, it is immersed in finishing up what I need to do for my website, getting stuff onto social media, finishing up my books. Writing, editing, all of these things. And I am so focused on that. Trying to be my authentic self, trying to get myself out of the trucking industry, trying to do what I am personally passionate about. And yesterday, my boyfriend gets pissed at me. Because he says, every time I turn around, it's you. And he's making this face. You know, do you ever want to go anywhere and do anything? All you want to do is just always on the laptop. It pissed me the fuck off. Because here now I have somebody who is in my face, making me feel like shit for the things that I enjoy doing. The things that bring me passion. Or that fulfill my passion, I should say. And he asked me this question. When you look back on your life, you're on your deathbed, are you going to say that you wished you had spent more time on your laptop or that you wished you had gotten out to see the world? And quite honestly, my answer to that is I'll probably wish that I had spent more time on my laptop, because for me, that is, I'll be thinking to myself, if I could have just helped one more person, if I could have wrote one more book. That is what's valuable to me. That's what I have a passion for, is helping people. Yeah. I'll probably wish that I was on my laptop helping someone who was abused, helping someone who's been neglected. So fucking what? Why do you have a problem with that? Because my version of fun and my version of what brings me value and joy doesn't align with yours. That is the authentic me. The authentic me is sitting down, being creative, being a writer. I find joy in that. I'm so sick and tired of people making me feel like shit for that. I'm so fed up with it. So I want to make this video today to talk to the people, right, who or maybe like me, that you are one of these people who doesn't exist. You're not in the bell curve, right? You're existing on these extreme ends of the fucking bell curve, that you're weird. I call myself a certified fucking weirdo because I know people look at me and why you wouldn't sit in the house? I don't get it. People don't understand. But if you are a brain like mine, all right, and you just want to sit in your house and be passionate about writing, look, I don't give a fuck if you are some dude that when you get off of work, you want to go into the basement of your house and work on Star Wars Legos. Do you, boo? Do you? That's what brings you joy. You don't let people make you feel like shit for the things that bring you joy. I don't care if you're some woman who after work, you want to go sit with a bottle of wine at your kitchen table and work on coloring books because you love it. Do you, boo. Stop letting people dictate what should bring you joy in your life. I am telling you. I'm begging you guys to start being authentic. And I understand that sometimes you have kids, that there are things that are obligations. I get it. You know, and you do, like me, have to find the balance sometimes. But I think you have to really listen to your heart, listen to your mind when it comes to some relationship or you have a friendship. I have axed friends out of my life who have that insistent attitude. I need to dress like them. I need to be like them. I need to act like them. I need to go where they go. I have cut those motherfuckers out of my life because I'm not dealing with that shit anymore. If you can't deal with the authentic me, you can get to fucking stepping. Other than my kids, those are the only two people that I am obligated, all right, to step outside of myself for. The rest of you motherfuckers can fuck all the way off. Fuck all the way off. If you don't like who I am, nobody is telling you you have to be in a relationship with me. Nobody is telling you have to be friends with me. You go find somebody in your life, all right, that is going to love you for who you are. I will cut you, let you be free, all right, to go find somebody who aligns with your values. Go find that person. You go find the person that wants to dress like you, talk like you, act like you, go where you want to go. I will free you up to go do that, all right? And the fact that we're not friends anymore, all right, that we're not in a relationship anymore, now I'm free to find somebody who can love the authentic me. I think that is the point of this, is to say that the only way you ever give yourself a fighting fucking chance to find people who love the authentic you is to be your authentic self at all times. It's the only way you are ever going to give yourself a fighting chance. Don't give in to this bullshit. You know, if you are an extreme introvert like me and you have these extreme extrovert friends that want to drag you all over hell and back, fuck them. Guess what? There's somebody on this planet. But the only way you're ever going to find someone who values you for who you genuinely are is to be yourself. Cut those people out of your life. Get rid of them. I'm telling you, don't be like me. All right, and give into the shit all the time. And you end up having a nervous breakdown. And right now I'm sitting in my goddamn weight room away from it all, guys. It's 4 o'clock in the morning right now. That's how angry I am that I'm sitting here making this video. Because I'm tired of it. Tired of people making me feel like shit for trying to be authentic. I'm sick of it. I'm hoping that there's somebody who can find some value in how broke I am today. You can take these words and make some kind of change in your life if you're dealing with the kind of shit that I'm dealing with, that you have these kind of friends, you have this kind of relationship. Don't let it break you. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Again, understanding that there's times when you have obligations. You know, if you have kids, there's certain things you do need to take care of in life. You can't always, I guess, not always be 100% yourself. There are times when you do need to be selfless, but you have to find that balance somehow. You might find yourself just as broken and angry and full of rage as me, sitting down at 4 a.m. in a fucking weight room, crying. That's all I can say, guys. So in this saying that being authentic is going to be one of the greatest gifts that you can ever give to yourself. I can assure you of that. Don't let people shame you out of that.